What's happening, everybody? It's Mike Mullins. I'm out here at Hoover, Alabama, promoting my little small business called Bunch of Bets. What it is, I am doing a giveaway for an all expense paid guided fishing trip to fishing lakes around the United States here. I've already got a couple of them picked out. This is not a scam, this is not a hoax. The reason why I am doing this is that I am wanting to get our veterans back out into the open waters, back out, enjoying life once again, trying to get them back out of the house. So, because that's where the problems and the issues are starting. Somebody like myself and many others are struggling with daily chronic pain, issues that we have suffered from being in combat, like PTSD and so forth and so forth. So, several years ago, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a back brief, little story on it. The reason why I started this back in 2016, I was separated out of the military after 26 years of service. I did not get the opportunity to retire because I screwed up. It was all on myself. Nobody else is to blame except for myself. I joined the military back in 1988. I signed up to join the U.S. Army Reserves. And so I did my basic training down in Fort Knox. So I did reserves first. There is a reason why I did not get retired because this is the reason why. Like I said, the reserves first. I did 14 years of reserves. Then I decided I wanted a little change of pace, start a new life, new beginning. So then I decided to go active duty. So I did 12 and a half years of active duty. So combined total of 26 years, but they did not retire me. So the reason why I did not serve my full 20 years of reserves or my full 20 years of active duty. So this was back and done in 2016 when I was separated under the Obama administration. But I'm going to be fair and honest with people. It was not because of him alone. At that time, when they cut the military, both Democrats and Republicans had to vote in order to slash our military members or members of service. So I was selected back in 26. Well, I was notified back in 2015 and separated back in 2016. So that is the reason why I get a chance to retire out of the service. No big deal, whatever. It is what it is. What can you do about it? Nothing. So I had issues myself because when you're doing something for so long that it's embedded in your heart and soul and in your system that you cannot get rid of it on a daily basis. It's something that you have to struggle with. So when I got out in 2016, I moved back to where my wife and family was, and all of us here, when I was getting out, doing my week of process out, they kept wanting to say, "Oh, companies out there hire veterans. They hire veterans. They hire veterans." I call horseshit because they don't do it. It took me over. Sorry about that. It took me over roughly a year, about a half almost, to actually find a job. I even got to the point where I was trying to apply at McDonald's and they still wouldn't hire me because I guess I was too overqualified. Hell, who knows? So luckily, back in 2017, about June, July timeframe, I got a job back home in Kentucky at the Bluegrass Army Depot. I was out there for several years. Then back in 2020, I developed. Well, I didn't develop at all. I had issues with my lower back. So when that went out, back pretty much went out, and it caused nerve damage from my hips all the way down to my feet. The worst part of it, is my feet because they hurt so bad. They want to call it neuropathy, blah blah blah. I associate neuropathy with being diabetic, even though I am borderline diabetic. I still am considered borderline diabetic. I was full blown diabetic according to the VA. This is another total subject. VA, I'll get into that aspect later. Uh, so I had to pretty much retire myself from working, period. Luckily, I got to the point where I had to fight with the military or with the VA, actually. I had to fight with the VA in order to get compensated for my injuries and everything else. It took me probably about 4 or 5 years. Now, at the start of it, yeah, they gave me roughly 50, 60% when I got out because of my injuries that I sustained while I was in service. But once the back went out and developed a nerve damage, there's nothing I could do. I couldn't work, couldn't find a job. So my depression level was going through the friggin' roof. Because it was my back went out in February 20, so I had surgery in March of 20. So from then on, I was so depressed. I gained a lot of weight. I was, I had, you know, bad habits. I was irritable. I was moody. It started affecting my lifestyle, started affecting my life, my wife, who is my best friend, my soulmate. There's nothing I would do. I mean, it's hard to explain. There's nothing in this world I would not do for her. She knows how I am and what I would do. So when I started getting depressed a lot, contemplated, things in my head. We all think about stuff in our heads. Uh, what might be the best route, what things we can and cannot do or should do. So then my wife and two of my daughters, I have four kids, three girls, one boy, and my wife and two of my girls uh, told me I needed to find a hobby. So at that point, I was thinking, oh no, what can I do? I was afraid to move. I just had back surgery. My depression was through the roof. I was afraid to even try to walk because I was afraid I might move wrong again with my back going out and be paralyzed. I was so friggin' stressed out, so depressed. I was so irritable, everything. Nobody liked me anymore. So with my three girls, three ladies, they decided to tell me that I needed to find a hobby. I started picking up fishing because the place where I used to work at in Kentucky was the Bluegrass Army Depot in Richmond, Kentucky. There's also a place for other veterans to go and get out in the wilderness and fish. They have three nice lakes there. Two we can get on, but the other one is for employees only, pretty much, which I wish they opened it back up because there's some big fish in there. But I started getting out at two locations there at the depot, which was Lake Buck and Lake Jim. Started walking around. I just started walking first. Uh, I would park my vehicle, step out, go probably about a quarter mile to see how far I can do it, walk back when I was done fishing. Then I would jump it up to a half mile. So I started working myself out, but just by casually walking back and forth, fishing and enjoying it, catching some nice fish. Some days I didn't catch anything. Lost a lot of tackle, of course. You get all snagged up with those logs and everything else that are in the water. So I lost a lot of tackle. No big deal. It is what it is. But then I started feeling so much better. I started enjoying life again. I also started self-medicating myself because with the VA, all they want to do is push pain meds on you. I will not take the first pain med for anything. When I had my back surgery, I didn't take any pain medicine. Back in 2013, I had a septum surgery. I did not take any pain meds for that. I had knee surgery, nothing there, because I didn't want to be addicted to narcotics, prescription drugs, because there again, that's where us veterans start getting more and more depressed and depend on pain medication to help relieve some of the stress from the pain and agony that we suffer every day. So I started self medicating a little bit. So that's a different story. So I just started fishing a lot, enjoying it, getting out. I would start like in April here in Kentucky. Well, not here, well, back home in Kentucky. I'm here in Alabama right now, but just started getting out and really enjoying it. And when my wife and daughter started noticing how much easier I was to get along with, I had one of my daughters, working at the uh, Lexington VA down on campus at the University of Kentucky campus. at the Troy Bowling Center. So she was there working as a student nurse and in the hospital there, and started just walking around, doing her checks like she should be while learning, uh, taking her educational classes as well. So when she started talking to these veterans, the only thing they really wanted to do is have someone to talk to. She was so upset because a lot of them that would have surgeries or be in there for a while, their families would just leave them there. They come and check on them every so often. When I had my back surgery, my wife was by my side every single moment. I had, uh, I just had another surgery not too long ago, December 31st of last year, on a full prostectomy. And so, you fellas out there, make sure you always check your systems, boy. I tell you gotta work. The pipes have got to be functioning. I tell you. Well, issue again with the VA. I'm going to get to that later. So when my daughter decided she had enough at, there at the VA, I mean, some of her staff members that she worked with were great, fantastic. She loved them to death. But there were some didn't really do their job very too good. They were just there to get paid. So that's another issue that I have with our VA is getting qualified personnel in there who actually care about taking care of our veterans. So when she came home one night, she sat down with us, me and my wife, and said, "I wish there was something else that we could do, for our veterans." And I started thinking, he's like, I've always kind of wanted to start up my own little small business to maybe help with other veterans. So all three of us, well, four of us, like I said, me, my wife, and two of my girls decided to say, hey, let's start a little small business called whatever you want to call it. I said, okay, well, I'll think about it, maybe a bunch of vets. So the reason why is when we're just hanging out together, we're just a bunch of vets just hanging out. Either I used to see people, old veterans at Fort Knox when I used to go there, and a bunch of old vets just sitting around chit chatting, having fun, discussing old stories and everything else. So then our camaraderie with our brother and sisterhood is starting to fall apart. It's not really falling apart, it's just not as active as it used to be. So that's what I'm discussing this with my family and everything. So the name Bunch of Vets just came around, just clicked in my head saying, hey, it's just a bunch of us vets just hanging out, chilling out, relaxing, talking about old stories and everything else. So the reason why I came up with this idea is because of them. When they sit there and told me to not really have, but to get a hobby, I decided this is what I wanted to do for myself. I noticed that it started improving my overall health. It helped my depression. It helped my anxiety. My blood pressure started going down. I started losing weight. I'm 6'5", 250 some odd pounds now. I was almost 300 pounds at one time. And that's pretty big for a big boy like me. I didn't have the upper part. It was all chunkiness and more loving for the wife. But I didn't like that. So when I was out fishing and walking, started losing the weight. I started feeling better, even though emotionally and stress free, body still hurt. The body's not going to recuperate from that. So I'm still in pain, still agony every single day, but that's all right. I'm still happy. I'm enjoying life just because I have gotten out, explored fishing again. I've actually bought my first boat ever. Bought it last year. I've had it out a couple times, and I've had so much fun. But when I started fishing and everything, I started doing some guided trips. I was planning, saving, looking up places where I would like to go fishing and see if I can find a guide that would take me. Uh, One guy who I have, his name's Ryan Higgins. He's down at Lake Seminole, down in Georgia. He is one of the guides who I'm who is my going to be my main point of contact for Lake Seminole. That is one area that I have selected to take veterans out on this all expense paid guided fishing trip. I have another one scheduled up here soon, here in about 2.5 weeks, doing a 2 day event. Well, let me get to this. On the trips itself, the giveaway that I'm doing, hold on here, I might talk to somebody here. We rolling. Take some pictures. I'm sitting there doing a video right now and talking about the setup and why I'm here and
I love that.
everything else.
I'm making a little video that I'll have to put everything together and throw it to the community page.
Yeah, because once I get done with this, I'm gonna start going on TikTok Live.
Nice.
Because that's how I found Scrappy.
Yeah, of course.
Just
right?
by following him on TikTok.
Right.
I just saw him and I seen how emotional he was, and that just, especially towards our veterans and everything else, and that just drew me right in.
Right, and we love having you here.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. As long as I can get successful and do what I'm wanting to do, I'm planning on. The reason why I got this set up is I'm trying to get veterans back out on the open waters. So I'm doing doing a giveaway by selling my merchandise on my website. I'm giving away an all expense paid guided fishing trip.
That's amazing. I love that.
I'm trying it.
Big ass hat.
Yeah, I just do that for the kids mostly. Because if you look underneath of it, it's got, we can put it on. I try to let kids do it because I don't want an outbreak of lice. That would be my situation that happens. With kids putting it on, have lice, and I'm just like, here's my outbreak. I'm the cause of an outbreak.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's no lice in that right now.
No, there's not. I promise. I don't let I've only put it on. My grandson's put it on. Maybe a couple other people, and that's it.
I don't have lice.
Yeah, if you did, I'll just throw the cushion away and get me another one. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, people. I am on my website, buncha-vets.org. You can go there, check it out, do the merchandise, check out my merchandise. I'm a little bit behind on it. I'm getting ready. When I get done here, I'm getting back with my marketing guy who is my creator, my website creator, Nick Baker. You can check him out on Facebook. It's Nick Baker. If you're looking for a website to be built, hit me up on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Hit me up on one of those platforms. I'll give you his name and phone number and stuff like that. This guy has been so persistent with me by getting my site done. It's amazing because I have been scammed several times. People saying that they will build my website for me. They will do this, they would do that, whatever else, and I give them the money and or half the money and such so forth, and nothing. Absolutely nothing that I got back in return. I was hesitant with this kid. He's roughly in his 30s. Uh, I was skeptic with him, but after working with him, this dude has not left me alone. He's always calling me, he's always texting me, finding out if I'm still happy with the site, if there's anything we can change, anything else we can do, so forth and everything. But go to the website, buncha-vets.org. I don't have much on the merchandise right now. I don't think I have men's, women's, kids' t-shirts, and some hats. I will be going back and adding in other products later because all of this is 100% paid out of my pocket. I have not put any or received any bank loans. I haven't applied for any bank loans. I just wanted to see what I can do by doing this all myself. So this is my plan. This is my business. The giveaway is opened up to everybody across the United States. I don't care if you're left, I don't care if you're right, in the center, up, down, side to side. I don't care. I gotta make sure nothing's gonna blow away here. It's like the canopy is gonna hold up. But it's pretty much, I'm just trying to get the veterans out on the water. So like I said, it's opened up to everybody in the United States. Sorry if you're stationed overseas, so like that, I can't get you back over here unless I have some good sponsors. I'm asking for sponsors. I'm asking for donations. Your donations and sponsorships is, I'll sign tax documents when if you want to sponsor a trip. My goal is to have one trip to get started with, and the more I grow, the more trips I can do. I would like to have, my goal is to do, main goal, ultimate goal is to do as many trips as I can per month. But I'll be satisfied and happy if I can just get one for the time being. Then, as my site gets bigger, as my name gets out there more, I will do definitely more trips. Um, I'm the trip that I'm going to here in a couple of weeks. It is a guided trip. I was going to wait until I let the cat out of the bag, but I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, honestly. But I think I will go ahead and do it. For those of you who know, I don't know if you know him or not. You can check him out on Facebook. It's called Captain Ron, CapNRON, Captain Ron. He is also tied in to a company with Ryan Higgins, who is out in Lake Seminole. But Captain Ron is out at Lake Fork Reservoir in Texas. So here in a couple of weeks, I got a 2-day fishing trip playing with him on November 19th and 20th at Lake Fork. That is a go-to it's on my bucket list. It's been on my bucket list forever because the reason why I started getting fishing too, I'm be going forward, I'm gonna be going backwards. I'm sorry if I'm back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But when I started noticing YouTube, back in my day, we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have Wi-Fi. We didn't have phones, cell phones. We had the turnstile phones at home, press button phones with a handheld device or whatever else. So we didn't have all this technology like we do now. So when I started noticing Facebook, I started getting in there and started looking around on fishing. Two guys popped up. Well, one guy popped up, then I kept watching more and kept getting into different things and started following these two guys who really taught me a lot. So it's to say for us old people, I'm almost 60 years old, we can never learn enough. You know, I don't know how a lot of you guys are, but me, I like learning new things, new techniques, new situations, new threats, new problem solvings, or whatever else. So I started following these two guys. One of them, I know a lot of you do know him. His name's Ben Milliken. He is been on the Bassmasters Elite Series. He is also started off just like me, just doing normal content. And I sit there and was thinking, if a young guy like this can do it, how come an old coot and old buzzer like me can't? You know, I still have the initiative, the drive, the willingness to get out there and help, other veterans. So Ben Milliken was a big inspiration to me getting out, started doing content and seeing what I can do about starting my own little small business. So when I started noticing him, there's another gentleman that popped up on his feeds was Justin Royal. I've been following both of these guys probably for the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 years, maybe even longer. I don't know. I started following these guys, and I'm telling you one thing: they have taught me so much about different baits, different methods, different techniques, different rods. I didn't know all this stuff. Back in my day, you just, from going to farms and creeks and stuff like that, you just go buy a rod at Walmart, either open face or zip code 33, 302 or whatever. You just go buy those and go fishing. No one taught you anything. No one gave you techniques. They didn't lead you in the right direction on how to fish. Because I remember back when I was 25, 26, 27, I just saw this bait caster probably at a local Kmart or my local sporting goods place back then, and I bought it, but no one taught me how to use the braking systems on it. I just got there and threw it. And when I bird nested a lot, I just got tired of it because I kept losing line. Because there again, I did not know how to use a bait caster. I just used pretty much an open face. And that gave me struggles too, because there again, I had to learn on myself to figure it out. So when I started following these two guys, with Ben Milliken and Justin Royal, uh, Captain Ron popped up on one of Justin Royal's feeds. And, well, not one of his feeds, but one of his videos that he did. I think he did a trip where it was either Justin Royal, Captain Ron. I don't know if there was somebody else in there or not, but I'm going to be truthful and being honest. I thought Captain Ron was a little bit of a butthead. He had kind of an attitude. Well, come to find out, he was a Marine. Marines do have attitudes. Nothing wrong with my Marine fellows and brothers and sisters out there. Hey, just giving you the love, but you know how you are. Hell, even some of us Army guys, we have a attitude as well. So, but then after years, I picked up following another guy who is in the same state as I am, Kevin the Baitman Baxter. Started watching him, started following him on YouTube and watching his whatnot shows that he has and everything else. So one night, Kevin Baxter got Ben Milliken and Captain Ron on uh, a podcast talking about different things. And I was just sitting there just listening to Captain Ron. And I tell you, man, the inspiration that he has and the love that he has for fishing just made me like him even more because that's why I am. I have the love and the passion for fishing so bad that this is another reason why I want to start up this business because as you can see behind me, it says, healing our heroes one cast at a time. I did serve. I did not go to war. Um, but I still feel I'm not really considered a hero myself this way I feel, but I served my country. I honored my country. I love my country and I love my flag. Don't cross either one of them. I am a proud American. I'm a proud soldier, proud veteran, proud father, proud husband. Things like this, man. Just, I'm sorry for tearing up a little bit. I'm starting to break up, but this is my passion. And I'm loving it. I want to get bigger. I want to help other veterans. I want to meet some of the guys who have actually inspired me. I would love to meet Ben Milliken, Justin Royal, Mike Iaconelli. I met Lee Livesey. I didn't get a chance to talk with him a whole heck of a lot, 3 weeks ago because he's a busy man. He was in the Ultimate Angler Fish Bass Tournament. He was just in the Toyota Series, MLF Series not too long ago. Uh, so there's guys who I followed that inspired me, and I've learned so much. Hello there. How are you doing, ma'am?
Good. Have you seen Scrappy?
I have not seen him yet.
Not yet. Okay. Who was it that told y'all where to set up?
Forgot her name. Little dark-headed lady. She should be down that way towards the barn because she's down there with the bouncy houses and stuff like that. All right. So she's down in that area. I forgot her name. But getting back to it, sorry for the interruption. But like I was saying, I'd just like to meet some of the guys who I have been inspired by. And one of them is going to be Captain Ron here on November 19th and 20th. I'm doing a 2-day guided fishing trip with him down at Lake Fork in Texas. Like I said, it's on my bucket list because I am wanting to get these veterans out on the open water to see if I can get them to feel better about themselves, to feel better about life in general. I have not drawn a custom, but I feel the power of Christ, drawing me closer and closer. Still taking me time. I still do believe in God. It's my choice. And also, it's your choice to decide whether or not you have good comments on this post or bad comments. But it's also my choice for the bad comments to get rid of them. So, sorry. But the main thing is, like I was saying, is just getting the veterans out on the open waters, getting them to enjoying life. Uh, See if I can possibly help out. This is the reason why I've started this business called Bunch of Vets. There again, go to bunch-of-vets.org. Check out what little merchandise I have. You can also donate or become a sponsor. but I, but everything I really bring this to is my family. My family inspired me. Not only did the other guys have, but it's mostly my wife and two of my kids that inspired me. All four of my kids say, told me to go for it, do what my passion is, go where I want to do what I feel the love for. And so hopefully I can get this thing going, up and running. It's only been a little over a month, even though it's been planned for the last couple of years, but they're again running into some health issues and so forth that uh, I had to put it on hold a little bit. Like I said, last year with the full blown prostatectomy, then my wife got sick. She fell ill, and not only is she working, she is also going through school, nursing school, which one of my other daughters has completed nursing school. So I'm very thankful for what I have. I thank God every day for giving me life one more day to enjoy everything that I have, um, and to hopefully meet new people, new veterans, new friends, make new friends, and everything. But yeah, I'm loving it, and this is what I'm doing. This is my passion. So don't forget to go check it out. Bunch-of-vets.org. Check out the merch. Be more on there soon. If you're down in Hoover, Alabama right now, come by and see me. Check out the merchandise that I have now, and hopefully we'll get to meet new people today. Can't wait. Y'all be good. If you have any questions, hit me up. Love you guys. Bye.